Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make some tortillas which make use of any leftovers you might have in the fridge. So first off, you need to have some plain flour and some spelt flour, or you could just go with plain flour, but I like adding spelt flour because it has a nice nutty taste. Some mixed seeds goes in. Need a little bit of salt. And then I need to warm up some hot milk. While that's warming up, I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. You want to mix that up just so the baking powder and the seeds and the flours are all equally distributed. Add the hot milk. And about 3 tablespoons of olive oil or non-tasting oil. And then give that a mix. So you're going to end up with a very sticky dough, but it's much better if it's a little bit wet than too dry, because dry dough makes tough tortillas. So just continue to work it a little bit in the bowl. You can see it's coming together. And then tip it out onto a clean work surface. And this is where the workout begins. You could easily do this in a mixer with a dough hook. It's a lot quicker, but this is quite fun. So you just want to, you're kind of massaging the dough at the moment. Scrape it back. We have to cut to here's one I made earlier. It's going to take a good 10 minutes of kneading for the dough to come together, and I'm trying my very best to keep my left hand out of the dough because it will make it easier to wash my hands. I won't have the dough all over my tap. Alright, you can see the gluten's developing because it's becoming less stickier and it's coming together, like, you see how it's coming together. It's an important part to do this, don't skimp. There you go. I'm going to wrap that up in some cling film and let it rest for about 20 minutes. Just helps with the rolling out. Otherwise, if you roll it out straight away, what happens is it shrinks. So you roll it out and then the tortilla just shrinks. Just a bit of cling film. Just set that aside for later. Alright, so with my tortillas, I'm going to use up some leftover roast meat I have in the fridge and some random bits of vegetables, and I'm going to make a mushy pea sauce. Now for the mushy peas, all you need are some frozen peas. It's the kind of thing I always keep in my freezer because it's a good kind of vegetable to have in the freezer. You can make risotto, you can throw it in pasta, you can make sauces, put it on the side. It's just a nice thing to have, and it's just so green and vibrant. Good in the winter too. So just a little bit of water to help with the cooking. So got a little bit of water, bit of salt, cover it up, cook it for 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, it's not really that difficult. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm just going to prep some vegetables. So I've got my beloved cabbage. Just need a couple of leaves. You could use salad leaves. You could use some leftover roast veg. It's whatever you so happen to have in the fridge. Really up to you. Shake it off. And then run your knife through. Pop that on a plate. Cabbage. Bit of spring onion. So I've just got a bit of spring onion, some carrots, just adds some vibrancy. I mean, you don't have to have spring onion, you could use some red onion, you could leave it out, you could use some chives, some parsley, some coriander, as you like. Okay. So just peel your carrots, help you see in the dark. And then you can just continue peeling like so, and you get these like carrot ribbons. You could shred the carrot or chop it up finely, but I think this works quite well with tortillas or any salad really. Just check on the peas. Let's have a look. Oh, ha! Well, that was lucky. Not looking the pan. Okay. I burnt the peas. I burnt the side of the peas. Luckily, I caught that before it got burnt. Okay, I'm going to pop those peas in a bowl. And I need some lime juice. I'll bring it over here. A little bit of chili for spice. You can omit that if you don't like it too spicy. But I like a bit of kick in my food. My food should have attitude. Just half a chili. Some salt. A splash of cider vinegar. Then I'm going to blend it a little bit so they become mushy. I think it's time for another ad break. No, I need one more ingredient which will help with the blending. A bit of Greek yogurt. That will help. A couple of tablespoons. You don't need to make baby food. All you're looking for is like a slightly mushy, textured consistency. Scrape out the bits. Tap it out might be easier. Give it a little stir. Have a taste. Have two tastes. That's good. Very, very easy. It's my British twist on a tortilla. So I've got my mushy peas with a bit of kick I'm just going to finish off my vegetables and then I'm going to make my tortillas. So I'll carry on peeling. Such a joyous job, but it's worth it. Pop the carrot ribbons on the plate. This is a great dish for doing with kids. Well, when I used to be a nanny in Paris, I looked after children, this French-Scottish family, and I'd always try and find clever ways to get the kids to eat vegetables. And if you make it really colourful and quite playful and let them pick their own, like make their own little dish, then it's easier. Well, that's what I found. So it's one of the dishes I used to do. All right, so these bits here, you can just eat them yourself. You need a couple of limes. Here, okay, so I've got my carrot, got my cabbage, got some spring onions. I'm going to put that in a bowl. I've got all these random bowls and plates. It's because I usually end up just buying 1 or 2 of something when I should really buy 4. Yeah, I used to have 3 of these bowls. These are vintage 50s bowls, but I broke 2, which was very sad. Yeah, it was for one of my cookbooks, My Little French Kitchen. So you might know them. The chocolate pudding was in that bowl, and now it's peas. I am making a lot of washing up. It's always my favourite thing to do. I'm going to add a little bit of yogurt. Okay, quick clean up, because I need some room to roll out my tortillas. Little rolling pin this time. This is my 3rd rolling pin. It's made out of stone, but I've dropped it. I've dropped 1 of these. I've dropped 2 of these, and every time you drop it, it breaks. And I've tried gluing it together, but that doesn't work, so I had to buy a new one. This is rested. All you need to do now is to divide it into 12 portions and then roll it out. So if it's a little bit sticky, you can grab, I should cook in this kitchen in heels and make it easier to reach things. A little flour, so just a little bit of flour on the work surface, on the rolling pin. Roll it into sausage, that usually helps. And then you can divide the sausage into half and that into half. You want to make 12 pieces, and so this will be into 3. Okay, while I start rolling out, I'm going to warm up my frying pan, and then it's just about rolling it out as thin as possible. Mine are never perfectly round. They're always weird shapes. Oh, it's because the seeds are popping out, but you just need to stick them back in. It's fine. Let's just have a feel. Feel hot enough? All right, this is ready for the pan. So in the pan it goes. This is a non-stick pan, so you don't need any oil. Makes life a little bit easier. About two minutes on each side. You can see it's already starting to cook. See where it becomes a little bit darker. Then you just flip it over. So multitasking with this recipe. I think that could do with a minute more. Okay. Turn it over. If you want, you could do 2-pan action, like have 2 pans going on at the same time. But I'm keeping it simple today. Just the 1 pan. You just continue until you've done all the tortillas. Oh, look, some air bubbles. Yeah. I don't know why I'm getting excited by air bubbles, but I saw this video and this chef was making them and he said, yes, you want to get air bubbles. but I hardly ever get air bubbles. All right, last one done. Ready to serve. Ah, forgotten my leftover bits of chicken. I've got some roast beef. You could serve it with some goat's cheese if you wanted to, or actually just with the veg, but I'm going to use some of these leftovers. And then you just plonk everything on the table and let everybody help themselves. Really easy. Mushy peas on, spread that on, a little bit of yogurt, some of the crunchy cabbage, and brightly coloured carrot. Wow, you've got to be careful you don't make it too big. I'm kind of a bit generous with my filling, so I tend to overfill it. And then a little bit of spring onion, got some chicken, squeeze on a little bit of lime, then roll it up, and then just tuck in, enjoy. Oh, you have to be careful, things tend to fall. I didn't fold it at the bottom. There you go. Yeah, bon up. I love my British twist. Very tasty.